What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorldPodcast. Today we're going to be talking about Week 11, Thursday Night Football, 2021, NFL, Patriots and the Falcons. We all know what the Falcons are. Well, actually, we don't, because a lot of people, like I said, I still get a lot of flack about the way I feel about Matty Ice, a.k.a. Matt Ryan, but it's not anything personal. I just don't like his intangibles. I don't like the way he does certain things. Obviously, it looks like the Patriots are coming back to be a great defensive team. I'm using that word very, very carefully, though, because we're also talking about the great Bill Belichick. Whether people don't want to give him credit or whether you say Tom Brady's a system, which we pretty much learned, wherever Tom Brady goes, winning goes. But defensively, Tom Brady always had that luxury, and we have to give credit where it's due. So in my opinion, my humble opinion, I do believe that Bill Belichick and his defense will kind of will the Patriots back into a situation where they're able to compete again at a successful level. Now we're going to start off with Mac Jones. A lot of you guys that watch my channel, that's subscribed on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you're listening to this podcast, you guys knew that during the draft, I thought that Mac Jones should have went a lot higher. Once he went to the Patriots, I was like, okay, GG's. Not because he was just like, the next coming of Tom Brady, but because he knows how to manage a game. You don't have to be like, extravagant. You don't have to be crazy with it. You got to be able to manage a game. What that pretty much means is some games you're not going to be able to throw over 300 yards. Some games you might never get to 200, but you'll know how to throw the ball down. You'll take your 5-yard outs. You'll take your hitch. You'll take your underneath. You'll do certain things. And then when it's time to make a play, you'll make a play. Because I'm going to tell you right there, like just straight up like this, right? Nelson Aguilar, a lot of us thought he was garbage, right? He probably still is. But yesterday, he had 5 targets. He made 5 receptions for 40 yards. He had that touchdown when they left him wide open on the crosser, right? I'm pointing that out because people don't seem to understand, like, when you play within the system, as archaic as some of the people may say Bill Belichick's system is, it works. And it still works now because you know what happens? The defense plays so well that it gives you an opportunity more or less to always have the football. So the more you have the football, obviously, you're going to have a chance to score each time. And that's what really influences the game. And a lot of people just don't pay attention to it. A lot of people just ignore the fact that the defenses that Tom Brady had were really, really good when he was winning those championships. It wasn't like he was just willing the team to win. Yes, they bought into the system, but defensively they were a very, very substantial team. So now you put Mac Jones in that same situation, and the comparisons through the first, starts is very similar to Tom Brady's. But remember, Mac Jones is a true rookie. Tom Brady had a year to go ahead and watch and learn. So whichever way you want to try to do it, we're not trying to compare. Obviously, great. Like Tom Brady is going to probably, when he's said and done, just have records that nobody can ever break. But at the same time, the game goes on. People move on. Like the way that the team is growing, that's going to move on. So Mac Jones is 22 or 26. That's a huge number right there, bro, because he's deadly accurate and he does what the team needs him to do. So that's all Bill Belichick is asking for. There's nothing else going on. Like this right here, Bill Belichick is like, yo, you did exactly what I said. So we good. It's not going to be those extravagant numbers. It's not going to be Patrick Mahomes. It's not going to be Aaron Rodgers all the time. But they're going to win football games. So now when you look at the AFC East, it's like, all right, like what's going on? Like the Jets are trash. We all know that. The Bills, we got to kind of watch them. We need to see what they're doing because, as the season goes on, you already know how the NFL is. As the season progresses, everybody starts to figure different things out. And as they figure these different things out, it becomes a little bit more, apparent what's going to be happening as the season ends. Right now, the way that their arc is going, it looks like the Patriots are going to finish very, very strong. So if that were the case, if that were to happen, right? Let's just say, for instance, they keep playing like this and doing whatever they want. You can kind of see where this is going. They'll upset a team that nobody thought they could beat with a playoff spot. Remember, anything goes in the playoffs. So this team could be very, very dangerous. And it started off pretty slow. Last year, they were obviously trash. Now that we look at the Cam Newton thing, it's probably better that he ended back up in Carolina. He's probably going to be starting this weekend. Congratulations to him. It just wasn't the right fit for Bill Belichick, and he knew that. I don't think that they would have been able to win a game with Cam Newton the way that they just won that one with Mac Jones. That's just my opinion, so it works. You don't have to like every quarterback, but you have to go with what fits your system. And I think he works out better with the Panthers, so congratulations to Cam. Hopefully everything works out with him there. Now, you got 3 quarterbacks, right? They all threw a pick. That's the one thing that they have in common. Well, 2 things they have in common. They didn't throw touchdowns, and they all threw picks. Matt Ryan is a little bit a step above all the other bums because he threw 2 picks. And, you know, people are throwing pick sixes. It's a weird, this team, they're going to have to make a decision. I would be very, very shocked if they bring back Matt Ryan. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to have to fire the coach. They might have to fire the janitor. He can be like, yo, why are you firing me? Like, dude, because it's a losing mentality there. And they got to make some decisions. And it's going to be some tough decisions, but these decisions have to happen. And they need to happen quickly. Because a lot of these players are starting to look at Matt Ryan like, yo, you are terrible, dude. Like, some of the throws he made, I'm looking at like, yo, it's no way. And again, there wasn't a sufficient O-line there, and he is older. So in his defense, it's like, yo, bro, I'm not Russell Wilson. I can't hike the ball and just run for my life. Matt Ryan is not like that. So because he's a pocket passer, I do understand, you know, with that situation, how it can make him feel like, yo, I'm getting no protection. I understand that. But guess what, bro? Yo, look, you signed up for the job. You knew what was going on. People got mad at Russell Wilson when he told them in the offseason, I need some protection. I need O-linemen. Oh, you're being selfish, blah, blah, blah. No, this is what happens. Because Matt Ryan, not only did he play horribly, everybody, Josh Rosen came in behind that same offensive line and threw a pick. Then, yo, this dude Franks came in, threw a pick. This O-line is terrible. So it just amplifies a lot of what, you know, people have been saying. Like, look, Matt Ryan is already not the best quarterback. Now you don't give him an O-line. What do you think is going to happen? It's not going to end well. And that's pretty much what we saw. Kyle Pitts, on that one play, he was wide open in the second half, but he didn't have time to get in the ball. It's, you know, bro, like, you can't expect these guys to make these plays if they don't have the proper protection. So now when you look at it, it's like, all right, dude, you know what I'm saying? We got to make a decision here. What are we going to do? What exactly are we going to do at this time to kind of fix the situation? And the obvious answer is this, right? The O-line needs to be rebuilt. I think Matt Ryan needs to go. That's just my opinion. I've been saying that since they lost the Super Bowl when they were up 20-3. But right now it's apparent. Even without the O-line, whatever, I understand. Because you got to this is the obvious situation, right? Any quarterback that has a solid O-line is going to definitely have time in the pocket and be able to dot you up, right? So you're going to have to make do with what's there. I just think that Matt Ryan, at this point, he needs to move on. Maybe to another team, whatever. You know, we see Jared Goff's done it. We see, Carson Wentz done it. Like, he just needs to leave. And then whatever they're left with, they just got to work with it, because it's very demoralizing for him, because he was at such a high. And now people just look at him like he's a trash compactor. It's really, really bad. But 3 QBs throwing a pick, that's unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That might be a scoreagami, but without a score. Like, it's real nasty. So the bottom line is we didn't believe that the Falcons were going to do anything, and I think we still feel that same way. But I'm very excited for the Patriots going forward. I can't wait to see how it all comes together. We'll see how it ends. I'm going to see you guys and girls later in the week. Until next time, one love, y'all.